Hi everyone, I'm Josh and welcome to Josh Wright Piano TV. Thank you so much for joining me today. I wanted to make a short video today on why you need to perform more. Okay, this can be for a family member, a friend on Zoom, a friend on Facebook, Instagram, social media, wherever you find this friend or family member or acquaintance, you need to perform more. And it's for this reason. A lot of times students will only perform once or twice a year in their studio recital if they're taking piano lessons with a teacher. The teacher organizes studio recitals. Sometimes teachers will go the extra mile and do master classes in between there, which is awesome. It's great further performance experience. But you need to find more opportunities to perform. For this reason, if you have a bad experience, you have 6 months to think about that and let that destroy your self-confidence and go down the rabbit hole of, why did I mess up there? I always mess up in my performances. And you can get into these negative self-talk loops. Similarly, if the performance goes really well, it may give you a false sense of confidence. You don't prepare enough for the next recital, and then it doesn't go well, and you're like, well, what happened? My last recital went great. The reason I like to perform as much as possible is it doesn't leave you very much time until you have to do it again. So if you absolutely destroy something in your piece, or you tank the piece, you have to start over, or hopefully you're just moving forward. I always tell in my performing videos that you should always just jump one measure forward. I've seen students go back and mess up in the same place multiple times, and then by the third or fourth time they're so frustrated they just jump to the next measure anyway, and they could have saved themselves all that heartache and embarrassment. But if you messed up on a particular place, or something went really wrong, or if something went really well, you only have a few days until your next performance. I ultimately would like to see, I set a goal this year to perform 50 times. These are not big public concerts. It could be one piece for my wife or daughter or my dad or a student right after one of our Zoom lessons, a private student. And by the end of January, I think I was already up to 20 or 25. I said, okay, I think I get it. I'm in a good routine. My goal was far too short. These are not big public concerts that Daniel Trifonov is performing, for thousands and thousands of people. These are small things to keep me sharp, keep my skills up while I'm teaching and recording and taking care of little kids and doing all these other activities. If I don't perform, my confidence can start to wane. I remember there was a period during COVID where everything was shut down, and I was just like, oh, this is a great opportunity to learn a bunch of new repertoire. And I did. I learned a lot of new repertoire, and I was very happy with that. But there came a point where I wasn't really performing it for anyone, because I was like, I'm going to learn, a brand new program, full beginning to end. And I didn't really take very many opportunities to perform along the way, as I would. You could even perform a section of your piece, especially if you're doing a concerto. I did the Chopin E minor concerto as one of my COVID pieces, among many other things. And I could, even just in that first movement, you can practice. There's 3 distinct sections of that concerto that you could perform, of that first movement in that concerto, that you could perform as a performance for a friend or family member. If you do it often enough, it's not that long until you do it again, and you can't get into these negative self-talk loops of, I'm so bad, I hope it doesn't happen again the next time. Now, if something continues to happen, if you're performing a lot and the same mistake keeps happening, then you need to reevaluate. Is it my technique? Is it my fingering? How do I need to practice that section to fix it? I'm not talking about that type of bad experience. I'm talking when you're totally prepared and then something goes wrong and it tanks and you're left questioning what happened. Get back out there, do it again as soon as possible. And most of the time you'll find that it's not actually an issue. Like if you're prepared with a section and it goes wrong, usually it doesn't keep occurring in that same place. It might occur somewhere else. And after you do that enough times with one piece, you stop making so many mistakes. At least in my experience, and with the experience of every student I've ever taught, if they perform a piece multiple times, it continuously gets better and better. And if they perform it for long enough, they hardly ever make mistakes anymore, because they've built their confidence up. They've kind of aired their dirty laundry with all the different places they could have messed up on to that point. And now, and they went back and fixed those places very diligently after they messed up in their performances. They practiced those. Why did that go wrong? Oh, maybe my bench was too low, or, oh, maybe my technique's bad there. Maybe I didn't do enough practice, or maybe I need to rethink how I organize the rhythm. Am I thinking 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, rather than 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1? Or do I need some long, short rhythm practice? Or do I need to do more eyes closed practice? Or whatever those practice methods may be, they've gone through and they've fixed each place. So over time, they've fixed all sorts of places throughout the piece, and the piece just starts to flow very naturally. So I hope that gives you some motivation to get out there and perform more. If any of you have any questions, my email is josh@joshwrightpiano.com. I try to answer as many of those as I can. I can't get to quite all of them, as I receive thousands each month, so I do my best without making emails my full-time job to answer as many as I can. If you'd like to go and watch a free webinar that I have, I will link that in the description below. It's 10 tips to take your playing to a higher level. These are tips I use every day in my own teaching and practicing. I'll also leave 2 links for my paid courses in the description below if you'd like to go even deeper than this channel goes over. And finally, a link to my gear kit, all the lighting, microphones, recording equipment I use, along with some book suggestions, CD suggestions, and other fun gear that I use as a concert pianist. Have a great week. Good luck in your practice sessions.